Hi everyone, so I'm going to show a quick video on how to make a granny square. What I'm starting off doing here is making a simple slip knot. That is the way I do it. You can rewind it if you need to see it a little bit slower, slow it down. There's so many ways to do it, but you just want to get that on your hook. And then I'm going to chain 4, so 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to put a slip stitch into the very first chain. And a slip stitch is going through that chain, pulling up a loop, and then pulling it through the other loop. And then we're going to chain 3, that's 2 and 3. And that's going to count as our first double crochet. And I'm going to go into the center of that chain 4 that I made and start making my double crochets. So again, another double crochet, yarn over, go through the center, pull up a loop, go through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're just going to repeat that again, but first chain 2 because we're creating our corners for our square. And so after chaining 2, we're going to do 3 more double crochets, which is going to count as a double crochet cluster. I'm going to refer to it from this point on as a double crochet cluster or just a cluster. So I'm making the last double crochet for this cluster. Gonna chain 2, just showing you there. You know, there's 3 in each, separated by a chain 2, and then another cluster. So chain 2. And then we're going to go in with another double crochet cluster or 3 more double crochets. And this is going to be the last cluster. We are making a square, so there's going to be 4 double crochet clusters and 4 sets of chain 2s, because again, those chain 2s are what's helping create our corners. Now I have a hard time going into the top of a chain 3. What I did there was just pull that loose yarn tail to close up the center of the circle a bit. It's a little bit harder whenever you're doing a chain 4 ring versus a magic ring. But as I was saying, going into that top of the chain 3 from the very beginning of the round is a little difficult. You kind of have to fiddle with it. I did end up doing this one off camera just because I was fiddling a little too much. Later on in this video, I will show you a stacked single crochet, which is my preferred method of starting rounds or rows, just because it's easier to go into the top of it. But as you see, whenever you do get in there, you want to make sure you're going under both loops. So we went in there, we slip stitched, we turned, and then we're going to chain 3 again, because this is acting as our first double crochet. And now we're going to be building our granny square. We're going into that corner stitch or that chain 2 and doing our chain 3, 2 double crochets, counts as our first cluster, separated by a chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. So we're gonna have 2 double crochet clusters separated by a chain 2, and that's going to create our corner space. And now, since we are growing our square, we separate each corner by a chain 1. That's how we're moving over to the next corner. But again, just repeating, double crochet cluster, chain 2, and another double crochet cluster. So again, chain 1, that is creating our side to our square. So we're going to double crochet cluster. That's the third double crochet of the cluster, chain 2, and then one more double crochet cluster. That's 2 double crochet and the third. Again, chaining 1 to move over to the next corner. As you can see, a granny square, once you get the hang of the basic stitches, is really repetitive. That's why I love them as a beginner item project, because you can use them to build a bigger project or even create a smaller project. But they're so versatile, and there's so many ways you can do a granny square. This is the absolute most basic granny square. So you see here, I'm trying again to go into that third chain of the chain 3, or the very top of the chain 3. It kind of helps sometimes if you pull up. I like to hook under the loops and then push through, and then doing a slip stitch to finish off that round. We just finished round 2. Just showing you the progress here. So we have 4 sides, which are our chain 1 spaces, and then 4 corners, which are the chain 2 spaces. So we turned, chaining 3, and we're working into our first side. And in each chain 1 space for our sides, it's only going to be 1 double crochet cluster. So for this first cluster, you see I messed up a little bit. It's only going to be the chain 3 with 2 double crochets. And again, when we're moving to corners, we chain 1. So you know the drill. Double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet cluster. Chain 1, moving into our next side or chain 1 space. We're going to do 3 double crochets, which again is our double crochet cluster. Chain 1, moving to the next corner. And I just went ahead and finished up until that last corner off camera, just so I wasn't repeating over and over again. But we're doing this last corner now, and then we're going to end this round, which is round 3. Chain 1, and then we're slip stitching into the top of that chain 3 from the very beginning of the round. Again, I struggle with this a lot. For me, and I think for most people, it is a little difficult to get into those chains, and I don't think I have a super tight tension. It's fairly normal, but again, just kind of get in there. Just make sure you're going under both loops. As you can see, I kind of use my fingernail to get in there really nicely, or I accidentally went under the stitch. You don't want to go under. It will eventually kind of create a space if you're not actually going under the loops and you're just going between the stitches. In some cases it's fine. In this case, I wouldn't recommend it. I'm trying to keep my mess ups in there. It's authentic. I haven't been crocheting super long. I think it's been about 3 years. We all still make mistakes. So now I'm showing you how to do a stacked single crochet. I went in to the side space, or that chain 1, and did a single crochet, and then I went into the bar and created another single crochet. If you need to go back, go ahead and wash it a couple times. Again, this is my preferred method of starting a round, starting a row, especially when I'm using a double crochet because in the end of the round, it makes it so much easier to slip stitch or work into that starting stitch. You'll see whenever I get to that point. But again, just doing the usual. This is our first corner. We're doing a double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet cluster, chain 1. And now since we're making the square bigger, we now have 2 chain 1 spaces or 2 side spaces to work into. And then whenever we're working into our chain 1 spaces, we're doing just a single double crochet cluster. So just 3 double crochets. And then we're chaining 1 to move over to the next side or chain 1 space, another double crochet cluster, chain 1, moving to our second corner. So I went ahead and finished it up. I'm just doing the very last side here on camera. I did my double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet cluster, chain 1, doing our last single double crochet cluster to finish up this round. Chain 1, and you see it's already so much easier to see where you're going to work your slip stitch into, and it just glides in there because it's basically you're working into a normal stitch and not a chain. So to finish off your granny square, you're just going to chain 1, pull it up so you have a nice tail. I didn't cut it, but you can just use your scissors, my imaginary scissors here, and just cut it there. And then you just pull the loop all the way through. And then that's it. So you see there, that is your first round. You started with 4 corners, and then we grew each round. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 corners, hence a square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chain 1 spaces. Thanks for watching. Bye.